Well, hello there. I hope you're doing wonderful. My name is Nate, and let me show you how you can create a custom, wonderfully looking, beautiful chat bubble or call out, because the built-in ones are a bit old school. So let's start. Let's begin by inserting a rectangle with rounded corners. We want a nice modern effect, and I'm just gonna change the radius to something like, I'm gonna don't use percentages, because then when you resize the bubble, that corner gets bigger and smaller depending on the size. So you want to be specific here. So I'll go with 12, just something like that. And then I want a custom the arrow part of the bubble, right? I think I missed the corner. Oh no, it's 90%, 90 degrees. Okay, something like that. And then the idea is, when you have this in a group, you can resize everything, and this guy will always stay in the middle like that. Always in the middle. So how can you do that? There's a nice little trick to it. But first, how can we add a rounded corner here? There's really no setting for this in the format, shape and corner and so on. So what you can do is, I'll make a duplicate of this one, make it a bit smaller, and I'm gonna position it at 45 degrees, like that. And then if we overlap these two, I think I can align it to middle or not, so I'll just eyeball it. Oh, come on, it's snapping to something. Well, I'll just use my arrow keys. So something like that, right? But maybe this is too big. I'm not sure. Let's make it. Well, it's not really much difference here. So I'll just make the corner a bit, smaller. So let's go to like 8. Like that, something like that, maybe like that. Yeah, so if you can imagine cutting here, right? So now what you can do is select everything, go to Format, Merge Shapes, and you can intersect. Bam! And you get this nice rounded corner here. And maybe when you're zoomed in, it's not like super perfect, but it's gonna look fantastic here. You can already see it's got some little softness to it. Right? So if I group this, and if I align to middle and group it, and now I want to resize, yes, it's in the middle, but it gets squished, right? So how can we undo? How can we sort of avoid that? Go around that problem with the following trick. So I'm going to insert a line, so like straight line, horizontal, and I'm going to position it here, right in the middle, right, and double check, align to middle, there. Now if I group these two, line's always going to be in the middle. It's the same as this object was, but line basically doesn't really stretch, because it's more or less just 1 pixel. But what things don't resize when you resize things in Storyline? It's the extra objects that are inside another object. So this gave me an idea. I can cut this, go into the normal state of the line, and paste it here. Right, I'm going to position it right there and just go a few pixels over it. Otherwise you might get that 1 pixel gap. And I'm going to remove the outline, because I want to it feel like it's one object, the whole bubble. And the original line is going to have transparency of 100%, so we don't really see it. And I want to remove the outline of the big shape also, so no outline. There. But now the magic happens when you resize this. The arrow part stays always in the middle and doesn't stretch, doesn't resize, because you want this fixed. Because what you're changing is the number of text inside the chat bubble, but it shouldn't affect the arrow part, right? So you can resize the whole group up and down and make it, adjust it to the size of your words and your content. And you can go even left to right, but not with the group, because this moves everything. But you have to go inside the original object, and then you can stretch it to the left, and everything will stay, as it should. So, simple little trick, but it's nice to know this combination of a group, because it stays with the original positions, and you put an object inside another state, which doesn't change the size of the original object. So combining these two things gives you this pretty cool result, I think. Alright, thank you for sticking with me. I'll talk to you in the next video.